and gentlemen, Beanerinos, welcome to another episode of Get Laced, Let's Talk. I am your host, Santana, and I have a very special guest today, Jake Wilborn. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm great. So, for those who may not know you or may not remember, but you were, I believe that you got known for as your cover to Bryson Tiller's song that you did.
Oh yeah, that exchange.
Yeah, I'm like, you don't know, he did that. So, if people who may or may not have heard of you, could you tell them who you are and exactly what you do?
Okay, well, my name is Jake Wilborn. I go by Jake Will. I mainly sing, but I kind of rap with it too, kind of like put you in the mind of for an example, like Drake, Post Malone, Party Next Door type music like that. But it's really at the end of the day my own sound.
Mm-hmm. Now, we were speaking before we started this about the whole incident that we recognized you from Hershey Studio, and what was it like? When was your first time recording with Hershey, and what is it like working with him?
I've been working with Hershey Black since I was about 17 years old. I think it was like 2015, might be 15, I don't know. But it's just a real cool vibe. Like, that's my favorite place to go record. Hershey, my dog, as it is. So, we got a real good relationship built just from working for so many, for so long and stuff. But, I just love the vibe that I get at Hershey's because, you go in and you working. It ain't no, you know what I'm saying, let's stop.
Yeah, no play.
Yeah, it ain't no, because, you go to songs, which I ain't knocking them or anything because I always love hearing new music and things, but, I don't want to spend 45 minutes listening to everybody else that you already recorded. You know what I'm saying? And, that's why I love going to Hershey's is just full-on focus.
Yeah, I can relate to that. Me and my brother, we only go to Hershey. It's rare that we go to somebody else. I just don't like to be in there with a whole bunch of people. It makes me nervous.
Yeah,
that's one downfall I hate.
Yeah, it's crazy. I've had people come in at the end of my sessions, I don't know. It's just a different vibe in there. It's real professional,
Yeah. So be with Hershey back is the best.
Yeah.
So what made you want to get into the music industry? What made you want to get into doing music for a living?
Well, truth be told, I mean, it's kind of just in my blood, to be honest. My grandparents, they were nominated for a Grammy. They did country music. And, my whole family, they're all oriented in the music. Most of them, except for my pops. But most of them can either play an instrument or sing or both. If they can't do any of that, they still got the ear for music to know what good music is, But I really just got passionate about it probably around 2008, because it's funny because my whole life growing up in school and things, even, can I cuss?
It's fine.
Okay, I just making sure. But being a kid and things going to school, I used to tell all of my classmates when we was little bitty I'm gonna be a singer when I get older. I'm gonna do this, and everybody used to laugh at me. They would be like, "You gonna sing? You can't sing." I'll be like, "I'm gonna show y'all this one day." And so, my 8th grade year, I tried out for our talent show at school. It was our first or second talent show we ever held, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go for it. And I think Chris Brown Forever just came out, so I was like, Chris Brown been my biggest inspiration in music since '04 when he first came out, But I sang that Forever, and I mean the whole school went crazy. They were like, "Damn, you really can't sing, huh?" And I was like, I was trying to tell y'all, but I just had to show y'all.
It always be like that sometimes. They don't believe you until you have to prove it to them. And then they all mouth dropping like, oh, my God, you really can, though. And like, yeah, I was trying to tell you that, though, but you weren't listening.
Yep.
So, you said your grandparents started out in country. How did you get into R&B and like hip hop? Maybe if they started out in country, so how does that you get into R&B and hip hop?
Well, I mean, it's kind of crazy too, cause like my pops, he raised me on like country and 80s rock. But I like when I was a little kid, I like country then. But as I got older, I really just didn't have too much of a liking for country music. I mean, I don't knock them or nothing, but it just for my own personal whatever. I just know. But I always, since I was about like 4 years old, been bumping like Eminem, like
Eminem is the GOAT.
Huh?
Eminem is the GOAT.
Oh yeah,
all day. That's like favorite rapper. Like, don't talk to me if anything about him.
But and I went from there to listening to like I said, I've been following Chris Brown since Run It. I mean, he's been my biggest inspiration as far as music goes. And I just always loved the sound, the flow, like the energy that's put into R&B. It's so much soul into it, and it's just like, honestly, it's just my favorite because I mean it just comes natural to me, to be honest. Like, I don't write none of my songs. I go in the studio and just record them, like, because it just comes out naturally, and whatever's organic to me, that's what I go for. But I mean, I've had I listen to a wide range of music. And I feel like that's what shows in my own music, and that's why I feel like I've literally crafted my own sound to an extent because, I mean, it's heavily inspired by other artists, but, at the end of the day, I don't hear anybody doing anything like it,
Yeah, everybody want to be trappers.
Yeah, and, like, be using, like, heavy auto-tune and stuff like that. I'm real, like,
extremely.
What my music sounds like and what my voice sounds like on it, like, crazy.
So what keeps you motivated?
Myself, to be honest. I just wake up in the morning, I'm constantly giving myself my own, affirmations, telling myself, this is what's going to happen. It's honestly like, people always talk to me about how hard I work. I stay in the studio. I go to work. I work a 12-hour shift. I get straight off work and go straight to the studio. If I'm not at Hershey's, I'm at my partner's Pet. That's who that's my producer. He makes all my beats, and I go straight over there and I record and I write and I mean, not when I say write, I mean like put my music together. But I stay there until I about fall out. And then I drive an hour home and pass out and wake up and do it all over again, because making music is literally the only thing that completely relaxes me and keeps me stress-free. So if I go a certain amount of time without recording new music, or like at least just being in the studio in the atmosphere, like I would literally feel like I'm about to explode from the inside. Like, it just stresses me out.
You start twitching or something?
Yeah, like I feel like I'm a worker comes to that. I be fiending to make music.
How do you handle yourself under peer pressure? Like, if it's something like, if you got like a bunch of things going on, how do you handle that?
Honestly, I work better under pressure. Like, I would literally have, an incompleted song or something, like missing a verse, and I know in the back of my head, like, I got a studio session coming up at 5 or whatever time, and I would like be trying to I'll have a whole week to finish the song or write on it or whatever, but it like literally, like, I work better under pressure. Like, it comes out like bam, bam, bam when I know that I have to get this done right now. But as far as like any like business moves or anything like that, like it's recently just picking up, because I really I sat back for a while ever since like last year. I sat back ever since last year. I released 2 songs, and I haven't released anything since because I've completely redid everything that I've done, like as far as how I had everything organized and how I was doing things. Because once you further your knowledge in the music industry and the business, you understand that, like Drake said a mouthful when he said, doing it one thing, doing it right is a whole different story. You know what I'm saying? You could waste so much time trying to go about things and do things like everybody else is doing it, rather than put together your own game plan, go after things for yourself, you know. And I don't know, it's just an overall joy for me to be under pressure. So that's how
All right. So what or who besides Chris Brown is your inspiration behind your music?
I mean, you can't really hear it, you know, but like I listen to a lot of Kevin Gates. To be honest, XXX Tentacion, he was a big major influencer as far as my music goes. Like once I started listening to him, my sound completely changed, and I felt like my mind was expanded. And but like obviously Bryson Tiller, Party Next Door, Post Malone, they all play a major role in how I recrafted my sound and tried to craft my own sound, you know.
Speaking of XXX, how did you feel about, you know, his unexpected passing? Was it a day ago? I think it was a day or 2 days ago.
It was 2 days ago, but
yeah,
I was actually on the way to the studio when my homeboy sitting beside me had showed me, because like we was literally just having a conversation about the kid. Like I was literally just talking about it, and like 20 minutes later it pops up that he had just been shot, and I'm like, fuck, you know, like, and then just steadily keeping up with the news, you know, that then they said he was in a coma, and then like right as I got to the studio they said he had passed. And like I'll be honest, like I'm still a little tore up about it, to be honest. Like I
know a lot of people were, but you know, they got all these type crazy conspiracies going on.
Yeah,
you know how people be, after something happens, everybody got these little conspiracies. They start bringing up receipts, and it make my head hurt.
Everybody a forensic scientist on Facebook and Twitter, man.
Exactly. I'm like, why y'all ain't got no degrees in this? What's your biology looking like? Because I need to know.
What really blows me is like how many people are like hating right now, like saying they're happy that this man is gone. Like,
yeah, I see that. And then there are some people who like not they're not happy. There are some people who are happy. Well, he was talking about death anyway, you know, and it's just a whole lot of surrounding that or whatever and stuff. So.
And it's like, I feel like this is a perfect time to discuss, like dude obviously wasn't all the way put together. You know what I'm saying? He obviously
he needed help, honestly.
Yeah, and I feel like dude was just so misunderstood. Like, I mean, his appearance, you know, is kind of off-putting to some people, and he seemed weird and stuff like that, and like it just makes people automatically draw conclusions about the guy. But I mean, as far as I seen, any video I heard him talking, he always was trying to relay a positive message. He was really working his ass off to change the way people viewed him and change the way he was doing things. I mean, people act like you can't never have been a kid at some point in your life. Like, I understand dude never had a perfect life. Like, I'm not saying he's not wrong for the things that he was obligated for, but the kid, I mean, he was like 17 or 18 when that shit happened. Like, and I know people wasn't perfect growing up, and you know what I'm saying, like, to sit there and hold something that happened to him, hold him accountable for that, like, he can't change as a person, like, that's crazy to me.
I mean, it's the same thing. You can relate that back to, like, Chris Brown, you know, the whole incident with him and Rihanna. You know, people to this day, they still hold that against him, you know. to this day, they still, like, every time something gets posted about Chris Brown on Instagram, oh, but he beat Rihanna. I don't like him. He did really like this. Like, come on, man.
And that's crazy because, like, Rihanna herself has already forgiven this man. Rihanna doesn't even speak on it. She don't even speak on it anymore. I mean, like, if she could let it go, the person who it actually happened to, I don't see why the public can't let it go.
Well, you know, they just be, you know, they just want to be miserable and ain't got nothing to do with it. Like, well, it's a bunch of trolls, that's all, as I call them.
You know, ain't got nothing else better to do. And as soon as they do something wrong and everybody go to, you know, getting on them and shit, then they going to feel like attacked and all that, but you was doing that to other people the whole time. So.
Exactly. So, switching gears here, which artists or artists would you like to work with in the future besides Chris Brown? I'm just going to throw that out there every time I ask a question about an artist, because now I know that he's your favorite artist. So, besides him, who else do you like to work with?
Most definitely Kevin Gates. I feel like we will make some stupid dope, like crazy. I really want to work with Drake and Post Malone. Like, I feel like me and Post Malone would, like, I feel like our voices could harmonize so good, and we just like make some good ass music together. Because, you know, we got different outlooks on music as well. You know, as everybody else. Like that, he makes so much different music. Like that man, don't fuck around, he'll put a country song out, and then right after put a rap song out. And that's crazy. Like that's true talent to me.
Yeah, he's just trying to get in all genres.
Yeah, and like a lot of people be trying to hate on him because, you know, he don't want to just be limited as a rapper. But like I can see where he's coming from. You know, I'm not one, me being white myself. You know, I feel like a lot of white artists use black culture to, you know what I'm saying, better themselves and put themselves in the spotlight, and then turn around and diss on, you know what I'm saying, on the exact culture that you getting paid off of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Miley Cyrus, you know what I'm saying? Miley Cyrus come over and she rapping with Juicy J and Wiz Khalifa, you know what I'm saying, smoking all the weed, twerking. Oh, she claimed that she pioneered twerking and all that shit, and then all of a sudden she turned around.
She back to normal.
Rap music is no good. All they do is talk about shooting and killing. But you was just over here living it up, getting paid off of these people, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that type of shit that makes me sick. Like, but as far as Post Malone, because I know people was trying to say he's like a culture appropriator or whatever, but the man, he just wants to be known as an artist at the end of the day, not a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Because he can make more than rap music, and I feel him on that.
I think that's where I think that's kind of relatable to how I remember this interview that August Alsina, if you know him or not, he did one with the Breakfast Club, and they were labeling him as an R&B singer. He was like, no, I'm an artist. You know, he don't want to be labeled as an R&B singer, you know, saying, well, he's just an artist. And that's how some people feel. Like, you know, they don't want to be just like, oh, we're a rapper this or a singer that or pop singer this, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes they transition over to different things, you know?
Yeah, and when you labeling them just one thing and you restricting them to just one genre, that sticks to them, you know what I'm saying? And then when they try to jump into other genres, which they have the full right to do, then they'll be like, even the people in that genre won't respect them because they're like, nah, you a rapper, you need to go back over there.
I don't know. People who get this whole music, they feel like they make it feel like it's rules behind the music genres, and if you label this, you need to stick strictly to hip hop. If you all about hip hop, stick to hip hop. Don't come over here trying to do gospel or trying to do punk rock when you know you're a rapper. You know, not knowing that you can create something with that.
Yeah, it's a man. You know, people gonna talk at the end of the day. That's why I always just make sure I do what's best for me, what makes me happy. Even as far as my music, like I don't make my music for my fans. I make my music for my own personal satisfaction, and my fans just so happen to love my music, and I love them for that. You know what I'm saying? Because me making my music for me and them loving it is showing me that they love me and my music for what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. If someone was to, look up to you and watch your work ethics on your career, what advice could you give them? Would you give someone who wants to get into, the music industry?
Never stop. Just keep going. Don't never let nobody tell you that you can't have what you want, you can't do what you want, and don't let anybody restrict you from doing what you feel is best for you and what you need to do. And make sure that you take time upon yourself to do your own research on different things, because it is a fucked up world in the industry. Like, it is, these people are out there like bloodsuckers. They out to get you. Like, if they see any slight opportunity that you are vulnerable and you will accept no, or you will accept being told what to do, they're going to run all over you. You know what I'm saying? The contract, you got to read the fine print. Like, people really signing their whole lives over to the label, and the label ain't paying them shit back. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't happen all the time, but it happens. As soon as they see a point where they can get over on you, that's what they're going to do. But at the end of the day, make sure that you enjoy what you're doing. Make sure that you're doing what you're doing for you, and that you love what you're doing, and don't do music for the come up. Do music for the love of making music, and the come up will come to you.
Sometimes I think that's where some new artists fail at, is when they see everybody else, going into the music industry, and some of them, they go in for the fame, just to be relevant, just to be known for doing that, and eventually they end up becoming miserable because it's too much for them, because they don't know how to handle it, I'm assuming. I don't know. I'm not in the music industry, but I know that it's just straight common sense, honestly, that, people who get into wanting to be like a rapper, to the next minute, oh, I don't want to do music anymore, but then they start again. That's like my only pet peeve that I have with certain artists who do that. And I know a couple, exactly, but I don't drop any names.
That's exactly why I'm like very peculiar on who I work with and collaborate with on my music, because inconsistency is my number one pet peeve. Like, I hate people that's like going hard for 2 months and then they sit on their ass for the next 6 months. You know what I'm saying? And like, I be seeing people post on Facebook like, just because shit ain't going the way that you want it to go as fast as you want it to go, don't mean stop. Like, they'll post and be like, I'm gonna drop this single and this is my last single and I'm wrapping it up because this can't happen for me. Like, yo, 2 Chainz was like damn near 40 years old when he blew up. You know what I'm saying? Never know
come on, man.
You just gotta stay to it, be consistent, and like we was just saying, like, if you're not passionate about what you're doing from the get go, and you just got dollar signs in your eyes, you're gonna fail 10 times out of 10. Like, because it's just not authentic. It's not genuine. It's not authentic. It's not, like, we can see right through that. Like, you just doing this for the clout and the money and shit. Like, all that shit comes when you enjoy what you're doing, and people see that you enjoy what you're doing. All of that comes your way. Radio stations come to you. People that want you to perform come to you. You don't have to go to them at that point asking, can I perform in your club? Can I play my music on your radio? And they come to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then you ain't got to pay to perform either, or pay to get your music heard on the radio either.
You get paid for it at that point.
Right. Yeah, you don't want it to be the other way around.
Exactly.
So, where do you see yourself in the next couple of years or soon?
I mean, I hope, I'm not doing what I'm doing right now. I hope that my life is a little bit more eventful, and I'm hoping that I'm not living in Mississippi. I'm hoping that I'm out touring the world or something. Like, I don't want to say that, like, I'm not going to show love to my state, because I'm going to put my state on, like, for real, because we deserve it, because it's too much talent in Mississippi, and, like, we are the most slept-on state in the whole country, but it's going to change. We're going to get on the map. But yeah,
Right.
I'm getting paid.
Mm-hmm. Hey, ain't no wrong with that as long as you are. Kudos to you. All right, my last question is like, where can the listeners stay connected with you for new music or any performance or anything that's that you have new coming up?
All right, so first of all, bear with me on. I promise I'm coming out. I'm working on the album right now. I'm literally almost done recording for the album. And then at that point, we'll just get all the marketing and things like that organized. And then I'm going to be flooding. When I say flooding, I mean flooding everybody with new music. Like, it's going to be coming left and right. And I'm talking too much about my game plan already, but I'm really excited about it because I've been working so hard, like, for forever on this album, like, just because I wanted to be perfect. But yeah, they can find me on Facebook at Jake Wilburn. That's my personal page, JakeWilburne. And then I got a fan page on Facebook as well called Jake Will Music. And if you go like that page, it's a lot of shit that I post to that page that I don't post on my personal page as far as my music goes.
Mm-hmm.
My Twitter is at JakeWill17, and my Instagram is the same at JakeWill17. And you could just type in Jake Wilburn on YouTube and find me on there as well. And I feel like, SoundCloud too. I got Jake Wilburn for SoundCloud, so I might change that to Jake Will though, because that's my stage name.
So you're not trying to drop like no 45 song on the album like Chris Brown did?
Oh no, I ain't on that. Can't do that yet. They gonna instantly throw that album straight away.
I don't know now. They may not. I'm still trying to listen to all the other songs to this day.
Me too.
But I honestly enjoyed this conversation with you today. I do want to thank you for joining me again as well. You know, this was very, very nice. Get to know you outside of you singing in the studio. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, for sure. I enjoyed myself too with this conversation. This is one of the best interviews I've had so far. So I appreciate you having me.
But you know, when you got Santana in the building, I get to what the people want to hear. I do not ask those little baby questions that people may ask you, like, you know, what kind of cheese you like in your pizza or something. You know, that's kind of weird, off the wall, but you know, that's just an example of it.
Yeah. Like, I don't mind getting personal and things in my interview. Like, I want people to ask me questions that's gonna make me uncomfortable to answer.
That's what I like to do. I like to ask questions that, you know, may make you pee yourself a little bit, maybe. I don't know. It's fascinating to, you know, learn about people on a personal level so that people can connect with them even more, you know.
Sure.
But yeah, I also want to thank the listeners as well for, you know, tuning in with us on Get Late First Talk with me, myself, Santana, and make sure you guys do. You know, you don't follow us on Southern Lace as well. We do have our Instagram, we have a Twitter, and we have our own website as well. Our Twitter is at Southern Lace. Our Instagram is at Southern Lace Official. And, of course, our website, southernlace.com. And as I stated, like I said last time, as always, do what you can where you are with what you have. And stay laced and stay blessed. And I hope you have a great evening, Jake Will. Can't call you Will, but Jake Will. You know what I'm saying? Throw the W up in the air.
Well, thank you. I hope you have a great evening as well. I appreciate you having me, and I appreciate everybody that listened today.
Thank you. We welcome you as well.
All right. One love.
Got the eye of the tiger. There's no way that I can win. Just as long as I keep trying, no such thing as